This is just the start of many attacks.
It's been a long time coming.
Reaction pouring in tonight, hours after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Pro-life advocates call it a big win for the nation, while pro-choice supporters argue it's a major setback for women's rights. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brent Solomon. Today's ruling strips away the nation's constitutional protections for abortions that it stood for nearly half a century. Now that decision is left up to individual states. We have live TV coverage from both sides of the river tonight. We begin with Travis Cummings, who talked to pro-life supporters in Missouri. Travis, what are you learning?
Yeah, Brent, we're in Jefferson County tonight, and what I'm gathering from those folks in favor of this ruling is that they're happy. They're overwhelmed with joy tonight because a lot of them have been pushing for this for a very long time, just standing firm on what they believe when it comes to this. So I want to talk to you a little bit about one of those groups, is Missouri Right to Life, which sent us a statement just a little while ago saying in part, quote, although abortion may be banned in Missouri, our work is not over. There are still many people confused about abortion. We hope and pray that this decision will encourage people to do their homework on what abortion is, the intentional taking of an innocent human life. End quote. We also got something from the Archdiocese of St. Louis today, releasing this statement soon after the decision, saying, quote, just as before today's Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, the church will continue serving those are most vulnerable and bearing witness to the dignity of every human, regardless of religion, race, age, or any other factor. We also talked to several Republican lawmakers today, including Missouri State Representative Mary Elizabeth Coleman. Here's what she had to say.
But today is really an incredible victory for the American experiment. There was a decision that was wrongly decided. 9 unelected men created a right that never existed. And today, the Supreme Court really was humble enough to say that the institution got it wrong and to correct that and to kick this back to the legislative branch of government.
And there's a couple of things that Representative Coleman, along with these groups, all agreed on today, and that is that there's still much more work to be done and several more conversations to be had. We're live in Jefferson County tonight. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
And happening right now, abortion rights activists holding a rally at Planned Parenthood in the Central West End. It is one of several demonstrations there throughout the day. 5 on your side's Justina Cornell, live to continue our team coverage. Justina, quite a crowd where you are now.
Yeah, Brent, so there's a ton of people at the parking lot in the Planned Parenthood because that's where the rally is taking place, and a ton of people outside chanting with their signs. Now, among the speakers today at this rally is Congresswoman Cori Bush. And actually earlier today, 5 on your side saw her first reaction when the news broke about Roe versus Wade being overturned. Now, we were already here for another news conference going on. Since then, the Congresswoman spoke with activists against the ban and sat with them outside and talking to them, trying to calm them down. And right next to them was a group who was happy about the ruling. And the organization called Defenders of the Unborn also hosted a rally at noon today. From there, the two groups went head to head. Now, it's no doubt it's been an emotional day for both sides, and many are passionate about what's going on.
We're going to make sure that people still have care. There's still medication abortion, as far as through the mail. We're going to make sure that people still have care.
Abortion is not a healthcare service. It is not. How can you call it a health service when you actively want to kill another human being?
Now, I spoke to leaders from both sides who say despite this ruling, they're going to still try to help women in whatever next steps are next. Now, let's take it to our Laura Barczewski, who's live in the Granite City, where abortion is still legal in Illinois. Laura?
Yeah, Justina, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says he's actually taking into a legislative session, a special session, to expand and protect abortion rights. Now, over the past few months, Illinois clinics like Planned Parenthood in Fairview Heights and Hope Clinic in Granite City have already seen an increase in out-of-state patients. They only expect those numbers to increase as patients come from every direction. Governor Pritzker says he hopes to expand the availability of health professionals to deal with the increase in demand for abortion care. Here locally in the Metro East, Planned Parenthood says they have also been working to make sure all trained health professionals can practice to the fullest extent.
Ensuring that advanced clinicians and advanced practice nurses can practice to the highest scope of their training and provide in-clinic abortion procedures, and by ensuring that there's resources on the ground to support abortion providers.
Now, staff in these Illinois clinics say they've already been fielding hundreds of calls from providers in other states who are asking to schedule their clients who already had an abortion on the books to see if they can come here because they can no longer have that procedure in their state. Reporting live in the Metro East, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
All right, Laura, thanks. Former President Donald Trump is weighing in on the Supreme Court ruling. He says it brings everything back to the states where it has always belonged, quote. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here now. Mark, break down what today's decision means and how we got here.
Sure, Brent. The downfall of Roe v. Wade is the crowning moment of the religious right in their push to influence American politics. Faith leaders spent 50 years of prayers, patience, and unrelenting dedication to amassing all the political power they need in the right places and right time to get this done. In fact, the Supreme Court's decision now becomes perhaps one of the signature moments defining the political legacy of former President Donald Trump. All 3 of his picks for the high court did as he promised they would on the campaign trail. They voted to strike down the landmark abortion rights precedent. No state will feel that impact more sharply, more swiftly than here in Missouri. All abortion, including in cases of rape and incest, immediately become illegal in Missouri, with the lone exception for medical emergencies. While Republicans like Mike Pence and Kevin McCarthy called for a federal ban on abortions today, Missouri Republican Ann Wagner celebrated the court decision and urged other states across the country to outlaw or restrict abortion there.
Every child deserves a chance to live. I will always stand for life, and I am hopeful that the state legislatures across the country will take action and swiftly pass protections for our vulnerable babies.
To the right-wing office holders who today are cheering the Supreme Court's ruling, get your iron boot off women's necks. Hop off your high horse and know that what you're calling a celebration of life today will actually lead to death.
There's that Missouri-Illinois contrast on the politics of abortion. Doctors who dare defy Missouri law and perform an abortion here risk losing their license, facing steep fines, and a felony conviction could land them in jail for up to 5 years. When Illinois does return to that special session, Democrats there will look for ways to provide legal protections to doctors or patients who might make that journey across state lines seeking abortion coverage.
Mark Maxwell reporting. We've organized all of the reaction you've been hearing onto our website. Text the word reaction to 314-425-5355. We'll send you a link straight to your phone. Next at 6, a devastating fire in the Central West End, destroying a number of businesses there. Hear from owners about the process of rebuilding.
They're really weak, but I'm tracking them anyways. We have a few showers out there and we'll have some storms tomorrow. I'll show you the timing on both.